Telecommunications in Bosnia and Herzegovina include radio, television, fixed and mobile telephones, and the Internet. History. Telecommunications were well established before the Bosnian War erupted in the early 1990s. The infrastructure included the telephone and telegraph network, as well as a network for transfer of data. The total capacity of Bosnia and Herzegovina telephone exchange facilities was 744,000 telephone lines. The war caused huge material damages to telecommunications facilities. In addition, the administrative division of the country into two entities created a division in the telecommunications sector. Post-war reconstruction of the telecommunications network is aided by an internationally sponsored program under the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. Radio and television. Radio stations, 3 large public radio broadcasters and many private radio stations. Television stations, 3 public TV broadcasters. Radio and television of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Federation TV operating 2 networks, and Radio Televizija Republika Srpska, a local commercial network of 5 TV stations, 3 private, near-national TV stations, and dozens of small independent TV stations. The Communications Regulatory Agency is charged with regulating the country's radio and television media. During the Bosnian War, most media became propaganda tools of the authorities, armies, and factions. Since then, efforts have been made, with limited success, to develop media which bridge ethnic boundaries. TV is the chief news source. The most influential broadcasters of the public radio and TV stations operated by the Bosniak, Croat and Serb entities. The Office of the High Representative, the leading international civilian agency in Bosnia, oversaw the development of national public broadcasting. The OR worked to create a non-nationalist, civic media. Sarajevo is home to Al Jazeera Balkans TV, an offshoot of the Qatar-based Pan-Arab News Network, broadcasting in Bosnian, Croatian, and Serbian. Telephones. The telecommunications sector in Bosnia and Herzegovina is undergoing liberalization. Up to 2006, there were 3 licensed fixed telecommunication operators. BH Telecom, based in Sarajevo, covering 51% of the population of Bismuth 1 hydride and most of the territory of the Federation of Bismuth 1 hydride. Telecom Srpska, based in Banja Luka, covering 34% of the population of Bismuth 1 hydride, mainly in the territory of Republika Srpska, and HT Mostar, covering 16% of the population of Bismuth 1 hydride, mainly in the Federation of Bismuth 1 hydride. The 3 companies enjoyed a de facto monopoly over their operating areas, although they have nationwide licenses for domestic and international calls. New players have entered the market since the start of its liberalization in 2007. The numbers of fixed telephony service subscribers were 849,027 in 2001 and 1,022,475 in 2007. Fixed telephony penetration rates increased from 22.35% to 26.41%. The mobile telephony sector is highly competitive, as the 3 main telephone operators compete nationwide with the brands BH Mobile, MTEL and HT Euronet. Mobile networks cover 99% of the population and have a 63.29% penetration rate, with 2,450,425 subscribers in 2007, doubling from 2004. The TLC operators are still mainly state-owned and there is strong resistance to privatization, with 90% of BH Telecom and 50.1% of HT Mostar owned by the Federation of Bismuth 1 Hydride. In Republika Srpska at Telecom Srpska was privatized and is now mainly owned by Telecom Srbija. The telecommunications market is regulated by the Communications Regulatory Agency, which also regulates broadcasting and internet sectors. Calling code +387. Total fixed lines 852,442 lines, 701,070 analog fixed lines, 66,770 ISDN-B channels, 29,547 cellular local loop subscriptions, 52,977 voice-over IP subscriptions, 2,078 public phones. Residential 715,675 fixed lines. Business 136,767 fixed lines. Total mobile cellular 3.4 million active subscriptions. 2.8 million prepaid mobile cellular subscriptions, 0.6 million postpaid mobile cellular subscriptions. Mobile cellular penetration 70.0% of the population covered by 3G and 4G mobile networks, 99.0% of the population covered by GSM mobile networks. Short message service 1.9 billion SMS messages sent. Multimedia messaging service 4.3 million MMS messages sent. Service providers 3 national fixed-line operators, 13 alternative fixed-line operators, 3 mobile network operators, 1 mobile virtual network operator, with 2 new MVNO operators planned during 2013. Internet. Top-level domain bar the Univerzitetski Teleinformatiki Centar at the University of Sarajevo is the bar domain administrator. Internet users 2.2 million, 57% of the population. Fixed Internet 551,037 subscriptions. 84,314 dial-up subscriptions, 466,723 broadband subscriptions, 277,295 digital subscriber line subscriptions, 124,750 cable modem subscriptions, 62,621 fixed wireless access subscriptions, 1,389 leased line subscriptions, 315 fiber-to-the-home subscriptions, 353 other fixed broadband subscriptions. Internet hosts 155,252 hosts, 77th in the world. Internet service providers 73 ISPs. Internet censorship and surveillance. There are no government restrictions on access to the Internet or reports that the government monitors email or Internet chat rooms. The Press Council of Bosnia and Herzegovina is the organization responsible for self-regulation of online and print media content. In 2012, the Press Council considered 176 complaints alleging inaccurate or libelous reporting by print and online media, accepting 35 as valid and rejecting 19 as unfounded. The law provides for freedom of speech and press. However, the government does not always respect press freedom in practice. The Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina law prohibits hate speech. The Republika Srpska law does not specifically prescribe hate speech, although the law prohibits causing ethnic, racial, or religious hatred. Independent analysts note a continuing tendency of politicians and other leaders to label unwanted criticism as hate speech. The law prohibits arbitrary interference with privacy, family, home, or correspondence, and the government generally respects these prohibitions in practice.